of you just like, I can't believe you were so calm about it. It's like, oh yeah, I just cut my hand open on a machine, nothing too serious. It's just blood on my locker, blood on the stairs. I was just like, what the hell has he done? And
Well, it was a blade which was in the machine that is on this tool that when you press two buttons, the tool goes down and then cuts through the body thing. And normally I don't have a problem with it, but for some reason this time something went wrong. I'm not too sure what went wrong, because it's not really that sharp, but well, my hand was
it
saying,
clearly is. Your hand says otherwise.
yeah. Oh, there was something really good that I did actually happen this week.
Oh yeah.
I mean, got in contact with an artist, and I'm finally making a comic.
No way.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Shit.
Mm.
Okay, so what's this comic about then? Or is it still in the works? With your story and all that, and where it's going to be
Mikey's
set?
trying to persuade a girl not to jump off a building.
Excuse me, what? Oh, that was probably the worst time to drink.
You heard that correctly.
Oh god, that went down the wrong hole. Give me a sec.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be a proper turtle classic, fighting the purple dragons or something small, and then you just drop that bombshell on me. I'm like, what?
No. So I'm hoping that this is going to be just testing things out to see if I can actually do this and if it'll go well. And because I'm really looking into making some other stuff, and because there's one big one which I want to do, but that's going to cost a lot of money. So I'm testing things out to see if I can get an audience to maybe help fund it or something like that, or something along those kind of just because it's going to take a long while. And I've been looking into getting voice actors from the original shows to come back, and there's a good possibility they could, because the person who did the Future Toy in 2003 show,
Oh yeah.
there's a possibility I can get him. Person who did Leatherhead, I can. I think I
Really?
can. Yeah, I can get him. Person who did Casey in 2003, I can probably get him.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god, that is.
yeah, but it all depends on if some of them charge or not. And looking into get Mark Pollock, you might know him as Kirby from 2003 show and the Garbage Man, or you might know him as Eggman from Sonic, from all the Sonic TV shows and games.
Oh my god,
I'm just looking
yes.
into his price. It's a bit
Although
hefty.
that
Bit
sounds really
hefty.
cool, but it sounds really expensive.
Well, looking at it now, just briefly, a 3 to 5 minute narration thing is $1,000.
How much?
I mean, I could, but then again, it would be worth it.
Oh yeah, no, but still, like for 3 to 5 minutes worth of narration, you gotta like plan it out meticulously to get those.
Oh yeah.
You gotta get you gotta get the lines down to a T
Mm.
just to make it worthwhile. That just sounds like a logistical nightmare.
Okay, so here's the description bit for the YouTube bit. It rates are per video. Scripts include products, instructional and informational videos up to 5 minutes, includes explainer voiceover. A perfect that doesn't explain video. No, that's not me. Single video usage only. Does not include TV broadcasts or any additional internet web. Okay. 3 to 5 minutes is approximately 500 to 1,000 words. Rate applies to channels with under 500,000 average views. Okay, that's good for me. $250 per additional 250,000 average view sites. Okay.
That sounds like a lot of information.
Well, not really. But this could be.
Sounds promising.
Yeah, I was looking. The person did the Future Toy one. He charged about $15 per like video thing. So I think it'll be like an easy one. I think the Leatherhead one will be quite an easy one to do. Um, the Casey one. Let me I'm still looking into some of this stuff, but so far I'd say it's looking promising. It'll just be take a very long time to actually make.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a lot of work, but it does sound good though. It sounds
If
really
I
good.
could do it, then it would be like really cool.
Oh
But
yeah, no, absolutely. And if you market it right and you push it out to the right people, you would make a lot of like publicity and maybe some even maybe a bit of pounds in there as well. Maybe a bit of pennies.
well, something which I would like to hopefully maybe do in the future is just like maybe like hopefully get my foot in the door for actually publishing official stuff. But I guess we'll wait and see about that.
Small steps, mate. Small steps. You'll get there.
Yeah. Mark Thompson doesn't seem to have anything on his pricing thing, so might need to send him a message again. But yeah, and then also like there was like I want I think because I also do have like contact with like other people from the show. I mean, I don't mean to brag.
I don't mean to brag, but I've got this and this and this. Yeah, go on, mate.
No, yeah, because I could do like Megan Hollinshead, who did the voice of Monster Hunter, also where you might know Nurse Joy from Pokemon. Try and get her. Get,
Really?
yeah, Tara Sands, who did voice of Angel and Bulbasaur on Pokemon. Like I know like a few people which I could.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's just trying to get all actually going in the right direction because I say for all the things which I want to do, it it, it could kick off. It's just getting like that first step in.
That sounds, yeah. Once you get your foot in the door and once you've done it once and you know how to set it all up, then I think it would be really. I think it would be good.
Yeah, it's just no because just because I know what I want to do. I know that it can be popular and be successful. It's just like so close.
He'll get there though. He'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's just annoying because it is so close.
Oh, he'll get there though. But it does sound really good. It sounds like you're making headway with a lot of new things.
Yeah, if it does actually work, then yes. But we'll wait and see about that. But also, surprisingly, the artist which I got, is surprisingly cheap, but does like really good artwork. Like, I think it's about 4 pages for £15.
Really?
Yeah,
That's not bad.
yeah. I think it's like an extra £10 for like colors. So yeah, why not?
Is he any good?
She, yes,
Oh, she. Oh, wow.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Very, very diverse.
yes. Just another woman talking to my life. Don't mean to
Yeah.
brag.
Yeah. You're my side piece, you know. I got my real one, and then I got my side piece, and then I got my third side piece. My third.
Hey, what are you talking?
I don't know at this point. I thought. Yeah, no, I have no idea what I'm going on about. It's been a
No,
wrong day. Wrong day, long day. God, I'm about to lose it.
I'm just gonna send over some pictures they done or comic things, which should more or less be like something which I'll be close to getting, I'd say, but maybe a bit more darker with what I plan to do. My one
Have a look. So this is
artist
her. Oh, what? To be honest, I thought it was an actual comic then for a sec.
it is a
'Cause-
comic. It's just fan fiction, but you know,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Is that Gojoku Rabbit?
Usagi Yojimbo.
Usagi. Oh god. Yeah. I thought it was Yusaki for some reason. I don't know why. It's been a while. But
Yeah,
that
I can tell.
does look really good though.
Mm.
Like, it's actually decent. Like you could see the voice boxes, you could see the characters. Like it actually looks like a real comic. Like this looks like an AA sort of stuff.
Yeah, and with the person, they're gonna be what was it? So wait. So I also asked them if they could um do it so that they can have like different layers, so I'll be able to like animate some of the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How do you animate a 2D comic though?
So it wouldn't be like with everything. It would just be on like certain parts. So if like a character was running, I'd be able to like so I had the background and had that as like a moving image shows. So it looks like like background is moving. Then have the body on one layer that's about to move across the screen, and then the arms will be a separate layers that can like go back and forth to make it look like it's running.
Oh,
Like yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
nice,
I don't mean to brag, but I could do this kind of stuff.
mate. It's a good brag. It's a good brag.
Yeah, no one else can do it. They all have lives.
Yes, I wish I had your free time, mate. But unfortunately, life has been a drag and it is not fun. Becoming adults, just having time, just doesn't exist anymore for me. I don't know. Well, they're clearly not you because you can do all of this, and I don't know how you get the time for work and overtime. Like, you're mad.
No, I was thinking about this today because with one project which I'd like to do, I was going to do a little section for the credits where I was just going to like list everything which I do, and I was thinking when I was thinking about it, I was like, I'm basically like a whole studio because thinking I'll be like do like casting director, voice director, voice actor, what else I'll be sound designer, be what else? Marketing, HR, basically. Like I'm basically like a whole company.
Basically, yeah, that's kind of how like a freelancer is. Basically, that's you literally just describe what a freelancer does.
Well, well, no, no, so, no, no, so, no, so, no, so, no, so, oh no, so, no, oh, no, wait,
Words.
yeah. So with my bit, what I was trying to say was like just I was just gonna like showing off like how much I actually do
Hmm.
because I don't really reveal too much or like show to like people how much I properly do, and it just be like one video and see it just be like like a list worth of credits, and it just says done by me.
Hmm.
I think that's gonna
By
be like
Lewis.
yeah, I think it's gonna be like oh my god, I can't believe you've done all that.
It'll be good though. Like I know people that have done something similar, especially in the games industry. They've just done these huge productions by themselves, and it's put them in the spotlight. Like companies will hire people like yourself. Like hell, there was this kid at Games Dev when I was at college, and he made this sort of like animation. It was so good, he got spotted by a London game company, and they said to him, "It's like, oh, once you finish college, come work for us." And now he's working up in London for a games dev company
I
because of his
think that
animation.
with the company or the people who make turtles, when they see my project, they're gonna try to give me take it down. I,
What? Why?
oh, they're assholes. So yeah, my work around my work away around it is the same about all the videos, all the original stuff is stuff for charity or something along those kind of lines. Oh no, something along those kind of lines. Because if I take it down, it's gonna look, and it's gonna do look, it's gonna do look, and it's gonna look a lot worse than them than it does on me.
Mm. But surely, though, that is. I don't know. You'll have to figure it out. You have to look at the copyrights and all that.
It's a grey area because of everything, but yeah,
Mm. We'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
yeah. Should I actually get into this one?
Actually, yeah, I was thinking, hold on a minute. Aren't we supposed to be starting right now?
Okay, yeah. Hello and welcome back to another Talking to video. In this one, we're going to be looking at the brand. No, damn it, is that wrong? Hello and welcome back to another Talking to episode. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by.
Hayden.
And today we're going to talk about the TMNT 2003 Season 2, Episode 14, City at War, Part 1. So, what do you think about this episode briefly?
Briefly, well, to be honest, this was really cool. I really enjoyed this episode. I just enjoyed the whole chaos of it all. Really, just the gangs, the chaos, the destruction. I just really loved how everything was literally falling apart around everything. But yeah, no, I thought this was a really, really cool one. Just by the whole chaos of it all.
Yeah, yeah, I'll just say that overall for this episode, it was like pretty decent. I want to say, like, I enjoy how this episode was playing off a lot of setup from the previous episodes, and then actually unleashing it all. And it was really great to see it all come to fruition, seeing it here, and then seeing all the gangs come involved. It was really great, and I do like what they're setting up for the rest of the story arc. But I'll just say that knowing what I know about the story arc, I think this is a really boring story arc. I know that this is gonna be so shocking to you, but yeah. Um, okay, yeah. So for the first scene, which I still want to talk about briefly because it's a very brief scene, and I think you might have a little bit to talk about Karai's introduction. What do you think about this version of Karai?
Oh well, we're jumping straight into this. I thought we was going to leave this till later, but okay, I guess we're jumping straight in.
Well,
Um,
well, I just thought it's just like one very little minor scene compared to all the other stuff. Might as well quickly just get one out of the way.
yeah, no, that sounds logical.
Yeah, might as
Um,
well.
yeah, basically, I can't really say too much. All I can do is just look at that scene and just pick bits of it because I don't know this version of Cry this early on and so briefly, but I'll try my best to like piece it all together in what I think of Karai in this version. Basically, I thought this version of Karai, very briefly, was pretty cool. She's a very headstrong character from what I can't speak tonight. From what it looks briefly, but no, I think she's an interesting character. Even with that one scene, she looks like a stubborn, headstrong, um, tactical, and she looks like she's been running things for quite a while behind the scenes. When, of course, Shredder's demise, but I can't say any more because it's literally a brief moment and we get to see Karai. Like all we know is like Mistress Karai, and that's it. That's all I knew. Before that, I was like, who is this strange woman beating up this poor dummy? And then, of course, when the bloke says on the phone, it's like Mistress Karai, I was thinking that's Karai. Of course, it's Karai, but it was just really interesting to see. But yeah, I can't really say too much until I know a bit more about this version of Karai.
Yeah, so I'll keep most of my opinions for Karai for the third part of this because that's when they she goes a bit more into what she I'd say like and she goes into like more the reasons like why she does stuff, and that's when I will explain a little bit more about my opinions and feelings on the character. But I'll just say that overall for her character, knowing everything that she goes through, I think she's a very interesting and very underrated character, and I have to say that like the biggest difference between this version and 2012 one is that 2012 is a good one for the plot device reasons, while this one is very good for the like for and just moral reasons. And I do find it to be a very interesting and fascinating character the more you watch her like go along in the show. And I have to say that for her first introduction, I'll just say that it's very on point for a character like later on in the series compared to like the 2012 show where the character changed very quickly with personality. And I'd say that overall, I think it does a really decent job of introducing the character, but at the same time, I know something about it just felt it was there to set things up, but it just felt a little bit out of place because we don't know anything about the character, and considering that most of the like more important stuff will be happening in the next episode and episode afterwards, it feels weird to like just have this one random scene in here, but it's still really cool to see them send things up in here, which I do quite enjoy. So that's really great there. Um, okay, yeah, so for the first bit, we do get to see Leo and Raph. They're just running around the the rooftops with the song. I think I was just gonna know it now. But yeah, run on to a song. What do you think about that scene there?
To be honest, at first I wasn't really a fan of it. It's like, okay, it's just some background music, just the normal stuff. And then, of course, I hear the guitar. I'm thinking, okay, what's all this then? And of course, then the singing starts. I'm like, okay. this is interesting. And it just goes on to like a full on like proper little rock song there, like with the guitars, with the bass. I'm like, okay, this is interesting, and it was certainly something different, and I wasn't expecting it. Like, okay, some music going on, it's not too bad, and yeah, no, it was actually quite good. I actually enjoyed it. Like, it was something different. It broke it up from like compared to the normal like sound effects and the dull music that we hear time and time again in this series. But it was really, really pretty cool. Do you know what the band's called by any chance? Like, do you know like
Um,
who they got in for that? Was it someone famous? Was it like an indie band, or do you know any information about that?
all I know is the song's called "The Midnight Run." Uh,
Midnight
that's
Run. Hmm.
I'm gonna try and see. Just trying to. Well, I need to try and type carefully because it's right next to the to shortcut key that stops recording. So,
Okay.
uh, I have to be very careful.
Gotcha. All
um,
right.
yeah, I don't think it was done. I'm not too sure if it's done by anyone famous or not. It doesn't seem to be because all I can see online is just clips from other movies or something like that. I think it's done by the end title. No, Danny Elfman. I think maybe. I'm not too. I don't quickly check on YouTube.
Oh, put
Um,
you on the spot, haven't I?
no, okay, so it's not Danny Elfman. Midnight Run thing. I don't know who it was then.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It'll probably end up in the trivia.
I think it was probably actually. Yeah, let's look at actually trivia. That might actually help. But I think it might be like an original song. However, however, one thing which is quite interesting is that the song always on YouTube it always gets like copyrighted. So yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Say for like, overall for that bit there, I did quite enjoy it for like it being like quite different compared to other scenes which they would normally have the um like just the was it like just normally like the background music which isn't I don't think it's always that great or anything like that. But I just see either like looking at it here with like seeing it here like this, where we do get background music or like actual music, is really nice because we don't normally get to see that. And with like a very good catchy song, again, it's like really nice. It's just something different. And I wish I did a little bit more. It just feels like quite weird when you look at like all the other episodes where nothing like this except for this one episode. And I think there's like one other episode in this season where we do have that as well. But it's just so bizarre that it's like this. But still, I'm not complaining. It's really great. But after that, we do get to see the like the foot leads and some foot. They come in contact with the mob, and they started their fights. What do you think about that scene there? Because I got a thing you probably got a few choice words to say about that bit there.
To be honest, with the mobs and the gangs, when Leo and Raphael bump into them, to be honest, I really thought it was Shredder. Like Shredder just comes back from the dead. Like, oh my gosh, this is Shredder. But of course, we then find out it's one of the Foot Elite. That was kind of like a disappointment. It's like the suspense, really. It's like, oh my gosh, it's the Shredder. He's back. Like somehow he's dragged himself out from the dead. But no, it's the Foot Elite. But yeah, no, seeing the mobsters and the Foot Elite fight and just like with the guns, like I wasn't expecting the mobsters to have guns. I thought they'd have like bats, like the purple dragons. So seeing the weapons was pretty interesting. But yeah, no, it was really funny though. One of the mobsters, their voice actors, like I wasn't expecting the voice to match with the character. Like it sounds like very high pitched. Like you expect like a character to speak a certain way, and then of course the mobster comes up with a really high pitched sort of tone, and you're not expecting it, are you?
Well, that person who voiced him does a voice for Leonardo.
Really,
Yeah,
really, you're
yeah,
serious? He does
yeah,
the voice for Leonardo.
yeah.
What's that? How? That's a talented voice actor. Then, like, I was never expecting that.
Yeah, he does quite a few voices on the show. And he's recently moved more into, I think he's like voice directing and not just like anime stuff. Most recently, he was I think he got like an Oscar or global. It's like some big award for. I think he's voice directing the Boy and the Heron. I think it was. It was one of like oh, what's his name? Willem Dafoe in it. It was like a very big movie, and he got like an award for that. And he, the way they found that out was he was in his car eating some chicken and watching a live stream.
Oh, as you do, I guess. Each to their own.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'll just say that for like overall for this bit here, it was like really cool to see them like going at each other with it, and like really great to see the Foot Elite again. Like, oh, they are just so amazing. Like we spoke like so highly of them, like when like, in like the first appearance, and seeing them back here again, being so cool and amazing, just going to War. It was so amazing, and seeing like the Foot back again, actually doing something important. That was really great. There's so much like great stuff about this bit here where it's like I wouldn't say it's like a one of like the best scenes, but it's just like one of those kind of scenes where it just puts a big smile on the face just because you could be there, be like, oh my god, and that happened, and all that kind of stuff. Um, and this is another surprise, in fact, which I think you're going to be very surprised at. The person who did the voice for the Foot Elite does the voice for, I think it's Goku, the Dragon Ball Z person.
Oh,
But yeah, but it just
really?
yeah, him. He just like he also does like half the voices on the show.
Wow.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't have known that. I would have just like, oh, he's just another voice actor. That's like a different voice actor to what I was expecting. Like that's a talented voice actor right there.
I guess a bit more surprising, well, because he does the voice of you know that British cop you did the voice of goes hello hello what's all this then?
Oh
That's
yeah.
him. Yeah, that's him.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my god, that is so cool. Uh,
yeah.
although I can never do this, I can never beat him. But that's
You're British.
yeah. I know I'm British, but yeah, he's pretty good. I know I'm British. All right, I know I'm British, but his voice acting, come on, you gotta admit, is pretty good.
Yeah, but also one like fan theory because in the final season there is another character that is voiced by the same person and actually uses the same voice, and this has also led like people to believe that like, and it could be like one of the Foot Elites like did turn into that character, but it's never been proven yet. But that's like a very popular fan theory among people, which I'd say is like a really cool one. If you know the character Hayden, you'd agree with me.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. So going into the next scene, we do get see Leonardo. He's watching the news, and he gets quite angry because no one's doing anything about it. And that's when he does have an argument with his family, because everyone thinks for like for and like the war is the street people's problem, while Leo thinks that it's their problem because they're the one that starts it. So before we do go into a question which I do have, what do you think about this scene overall?
Overall, I think it was really good. It was really cool how they just set the scene above. Like everything's on fire, gang wars are happening. There's innocent civilians getting in harm's way because of the gang warfare, being caught in the crossfire, and it's just painting this bleak and dull picture of the reality that is now happening above on the surface. But to be honest, with Leo and just his whole personality, his whole ideas and personality, it changes drastically. Like you can tell he's annoyed, you can tell he's frustrated, you can tell he's angry of what he's done. He's conflicted and he doesn't know whether he's done the right thing or not. And this is like a very weird thing. I've never seen Neo in this sort of way before. Like he's miserable. I've never seen him like this. He's angry. He's frustrated. He's turning into a bit like Raphael, which is weird for me to say. And I can't believe I actually just said it. But he's turning out to be like Raphael for some reason.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that overall for the scene, I do like how we're able to see like I'd say that it's like quite honestly like a variety of different people's reactions to this whole situation, and even seeing like Leo's like point of view, which is something which we'll be talking about in just a second. And I do like how everyone like, actually has an opinion on the matter, which I do find to be quite interesting, just because in most like shows to just be either like one character and then they all agree with them or something along those kind of lines. And I do like how they are actually talking about it like very sensibly in a way compared to like other shows, which just it would be like, well, oh god, I'm trying to say it now, but I can't. But like, it'd be like along the lines of just like, oh, like we had this opinion, and everyone else is wrong. We're gonna do the right thing now. We're actually talking about it, and I do like that how they're actually talking it through on like other shows, which would just be like one fall and a bit that'd be it really. But yeah, with that in mind, who do you think is actually right, Leo or Raph?
Oh, now that is a huge that's a big question. That's a very difficult one to answer, to be honest. But in my personal opinion, I may not be right, or someone else could have another opinion. But this is what I think personally. I think in this scenario, I think I have to agree with Raphael. I think I have to, because at the moment, with everything going on and what everything they've been through, I think they just need to step back and allow things to just die down. Like, they're all fighting over territory up on the surface, and of course the police and the the whole of New York City. They're banning and they're trying to stop it. And I think it should just play out for the time being, just until the heat dies down, because everyone is attacking from all different angles, all different points. And I'm not gonna lie, sure, they're the turtles, like they're an unstoppable force, but you've got the whole of Purple Dragons coming after you. You've got the whole mobsters coming after you, and you've got the entire Foot Clan after you. And I don't think the numbers are in your favor, guys. It really is a numbers game at this point, and I think Raphael is correct. Like, he should not beat himself up after everything that's happened. Like, they've been through a lot, and I think Raphael's right. I think Raphael's trying to like say, look, we've been through a lot. Let's die down. We can go back to kicking ninja butt whenever we do, but at the moment, let's just lay low. And I never thought I'd say it, but I can't believe I'm actually agreeing with Raphael in this instance, because Raphael is always the one that's headstrong. He's always wanting a fight. He's always so stubborn in his ways, and he's always angry. But in this attempt, in this instance, he's not. He's thoughtful. He's thinking straight. He's thinking clearly, and he's not angry or frustrated about the situation that he's in. He's thankful. He's happy that he has a family to go back to after everything that's just happened. Like, it would be mad, like, just to think, like, oh, was this all in vain? But no, I don't think it was. And like I said again, I think Raphael was right.
Okay, well, with that, I'll actually like add on to your point as well, which is like a good comparison. Is like with like a good comparison like 2012 and 2003 Leo and Raph relationship, where I think that this does go to show just how good this version of Raph is, because 2012 Raph would just argue for the sake of arguing just to annoy Leo and then blame Leo for any mistakes that happen. But I like how in this version that Raph doesn't normally argue too often with everyone, but when he does argue, he actually has like really good points that I feel like you can look at the situation and it could be like either or, and whatever answer you choose, you are still correct. And I do like how this version is able to actually think clearly, not just be like arguing just for the sake of it, and then blame him for any mistakes because it was Leah didn't do his job. I do like how that like there's a very good comparison between the two shows, and I mean, on the one hand, I do want to agree with Leo because it was basically their fault when you look at it, but I think that's only because like they are the main characters and it's their fault. But I mean, from what I would actually do in this like real scenario, yeah, I'll probably just do what Raph does and just leave it, just because it's not really my problem. but I think like on a moral sense, I think Leo is correct. I don't know. It's just one of these kind of fun things because like they're both correct. It's just like what do you really want to do? I
Yeah.
feel like most people will be too lazy, so they'll go with the rough option.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's a good point really. Like sure that Leo is feeling responsible because one, they are the main characters, and two, they kind of just caused it to happen. They're the one that cut the snake. They're the ones that cut the head of the snake really and let it all unravel into this chaos which it is now. But it's a really difficult thing. Like sure, you want to help as much as you can, but at the same time, sometimes it's best just to lay low and stand back from it all and just let it play out the way it needs to play out.
Yeah, and also, what was like Leo's real plan at the end of all this? Because everyone's going at it. The Turtles can't stop everyone. Were they planning to like rule the city?
Yeah, come to think of it, did he actually? I don't think he actually had a plan in this. I think he was just so blinded by his rage, like like I said, he's turning into a Raphael. He's blinded by this rage, and he just went in and wanted to fight everyone. What was he thinking? Like, who in their right mind? Like I said, this is a numbers game, people. Like, you've got the whole of the Foot Clan, you've got the whole of the Purple Dragons, and the mobsters. Is he gonna fight everyone? What was he thinking?
Yeah, it's just like so stupid. And I think like the only thing in like Leo's situation to do is just bring back the Shredder. But at that point, you just bring back like a whole another loads of trouble. It, I mean, I think like the more I talk about Leo's plan, the more Raph makes sense. Oh no, this is sound bad. Oh no.
Oh gosh, yeah. This makes Raphael like really good in this instance. Like Raphael was more Leo than it's like a Freaky Friday situation. It's like Leo and Raphael swap the bodies, for an episode.
Yeah. Oh no. Um. Anyway, should we move on because
Yes, yes, I think we should because this is getting too out of hand.
okay. So the next bit is the warehouse scene where it blows up, and Leo just tries to defuse a bomb by taking out some wires without actually thinking about it. Talk.
Oh god, where do I start? That was probably the most, from a logical standpoint, from like a real life scenario, you just wouldn't stick your hand in a bomb, rip out a cable, and wish for the best. Like it's, I don't get it. Like, and of course, he didn't know which wire to cut. And hell, he could have just been exploded into a million pieces right there and then if he didn't know which cable to cut. Like, if he just pulled out a cable, he could have just set the whole thing off. Like, he should have sent a short circuit around the whole bomb, just set it all off, killing himself and everyone inside. It would have. It just seems a bit illogical. And this is where I go back to the Raphael. Like he's turning into Raphael, his rage blinds him, and he goes in, tries to disarm a bomb by just ripping out a cable and hoping for the best. That's a Raphael move right there and then.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what Leo wants to do. He wants to try and help, and he was able to get everyone out sort of safely. I mean, the bomb still went off around the building, so they're probably dead, whether you like it or not. So
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
think anyone's surviving that.
yeah, and then it's this whole plan was just so stupid. It's like, oh yeah, Dwayne can do this. Just rips out some cables. Oh shit! What
What
was
was
his
he
plan?
thinking? What was he thinking? Like, oh yeah, no, I've got 20 seconds left. Let's rip out a few cables and wish for the best.
Yeah,
What? This is where I despise sometimes the Ninja Turtles tactics. Like it's surely, look, you've got the people out, now get out yourself. Or move it to the river. Like the river is literally outside. Chuck it in the river. Let it explode in the river and minimize collateral damage and minimize the destruction. That would have been my first move. Is like, all right, let's get it out of the building, let's get it into the river, and be done with it. Sure, it would have caused a wave, but it would have blown up everything or killed anyone for that matter. Do
yeah,
you,
yeah,
do you understand? Do you agree where I'm coming from with this?
yeah. It's like Mikey level is stupid.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I know it has to be for like kids and all that, but it just seems so stupid, and it's annoying because it's the turtles. I want to love them. It's this version of turtles, and yeah, it's all it's remind me of when they went into like the VR thing in the Secret Origin episode, and it was like, oh my god, I can't believe that thing. It's like so real. And then I told go like, oh yeah, we're in VR. It's just like you just want to scream at the screen, and be like, how stupid are you? But
Yep,
oh my
yep,
god.
yep.
But at the end of the day, it didn't even work because, like, one, his bombs blew up and it killed all those people. What
Well,
was his goal here?
yeah, I really, at this point, I don't know what to say. I am speechless. I have no actual idea what he was actually doing. I can't actually think of an end game here.
Yeah, and then, like, to top it all off, later he goes. Okay, no, so after that, we do get to see a little fun scene where Mikey decides to play tabletop gaming to predict the future of the warring factions. I mean, I know Leo was a bit stupid, but at least Mikey has some common sense into trying to actually do something useful. But at the same time, it's oh my god.
Yeah, no,
Should we
like
just move on because I got
yeah,
a feeling it's going to be screaming.
yeah, we're gonna be screaming. Like I can already hear like the voice just screaming. It's like this doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, the next bit is Leo about to go into a room full of ninjas to try and kill them before being like taken back by his by oh, by the other turtles and be like, "Hey, chill out." So, anything to say about that bit there?
I'm glad that the turtles managed to stop Leo before he stupidly went up against 100 or so ninjas by himself. Because, like I said, this is where I really don't like the tactics of the turtles. Like Leo doesn't have an end game. He's so blinded. He just wants to go and fight. And this is I'm just going to keep repeating myself at this point because it's so true. It's turning into a Raphael and I don't know. It really, like, sure, it was pretty cool. He was going to go and fight every single one to the death, but thank God his brothers were there to stop him because I don't think Leo would have survived without it, without the brothers' intervention. What do you think? Maybe you think different.
Well, I'll just say for the first bit, I would like to say I do like how they're going back to the building which Leo first met Shredder. I thought that was like a really nice touch and something which I thought like something which we wouldn't get to see again. I thought that was really cool, but Leo's plan again. What the hell was he thinking? Like, I think that he probably could get away with it and actually fight them all because the Foot Ninja's pretty easy, and the Foot Elite he's had some training, so I think he could last a little bit. I think the Foot Elite will be his only problem, and I think he could survive a little bit. But again, like, what was he hoping to accomplish with this? Because they'll still lead the like Pearl Dragons and the Mob to fight each other. Like, the more that we talk about his character, the more I wonder why I like him. It it's annoying because I want to like him, but at the same time, he is not giving me many reasons to. Oh, but okay, yeah. Let's actually talk about a good bit: the
Yep.
fight between the toes and the foot.
Okay.
There's one good bit.
There's a bit that I can talk about and not actually lose my mind over. I really that was like a really cool scene. Like it was cool to see the Foot and the Turtles fight in like the old remnants of Shredder's dojo, and it was just really cool to see how they're all fighting. Like it was a proper classic Turtles versus the Foot fight. Like it's four against all. It's four against everyone, and it's just chaos, absolute chaos. And that's what I just love about it. It's just chaotic. Everyone's fighting to win. No one knows what's going to happen. There's swords flying, hands are flying, and it's just pure chaos. And I really did enjoy that.
You had to say that with this fight scene, it was like pretty cool to see the toes fight the foot again. But at the same time, it's not really too much I can really talk about it just because it's just a toes versus a foot fight scene. And the fight scenes were always really enjoyable. But there was like some bits in here which I do enjoy for their interactions and trying to do something new and different, but at the same time, there was some bills like stupidity in this as well. Like Donny, like I liked his scene where he put his bow staff on the ground and spun around it. I thought that was pretty cool to see it because like getting to see a different side of Donny, seeing different moves, but seeing it fail and not actually work, it's like the Leo trying to defuse a bomb situation all over again. And it wasn't even like 20 minutes. Like, oh my god.
I Yeah, I don't know what Donnie was thinking when he said, "Oh, sweet, I'm gonna try this move that I saw in a movie," and ultimately failed. I'm like, Donnie, mate, snap back to reality, please. It's I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'd say for like it would have been cool if it actually hit someone, but these are ninjas. Like he was, and also like you see him put down the bow staff, and the foot are like at least like like quite like fair bit of distance away, and doesn't think like to move or anything. He just puts down, and just automatically just does it. There, are we sure he's a smart one? Are we sure Leo's the leader? This episode is telling us a completely different side of them.
Yeah, no, I'm starting to question a lot whether this was whether they're changing sides, whether their personalities have been swapped around.
Yeah, it's annoying because like there was some good stuff in this one. It's just annoying that it's boggled down by all the stupidity. On the bright side, though, for the next scene, we do get to see back Stockman again. That's great. um, unlike all the rest, he hasn't changed. That's really great. But we do get to see this big robot thing that comes in to shoot up the place. What do you think about that bit there?
That was really cool. Seeing Baxter Stockman again, seeing Baxter Stockman in the new suit, which is like really weird because after all these episodes, we see him like basically like a head in this jar, like a head in a jar sort of thing, and now he's got this full blown animatronic body that he's using now. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, seeing the robot come in and just like blow up the place and start just shooting at everyone, I thought it was pretty cool. The first introductions where we saw Baxter Stockman working on the Gophers um, that went around clean up the sewage in the sewers, I thought that was pretty cool. Excuse me. I thought that was pretty cool. And although the one downside to this is that we didn't get to see enough action of it. Like Leo was able to take this thing out so simply by shooting, well, not shooting, by cutting into its eye, and then that was it. Like there wasn't really too much dread or action happening there. Like it was a pretty big weakness, and that's the only downside to seeing this machine. Like, don't get me wrong, it's Baxter Stockman's inventions. It's pretty cool, but there wasn't enough of it. If you get what I mean.
Oh, don't worry, because and he does build a few more. You know, it's Baxter Stockman. Would you
Of
expect anything
course.
less?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that I do enjoy the design of the robot. I think it does look really cool. It's a shame we should like because after this story arc, they never used the robot design ever again. It's all like the Mouse situation, like like really cool designs, but why don't you use them like more? Because they're like really cool designs, and also like no voice actors, you can like keep reusing them. But yeah, but don't. It's annoying because the possibilities were there, but yeah, but overall, I'd say it's pretty cool, and yeah. Um, and then for the last bit, we do get to see Baxter blows up the building with everyone inside. Um, anything you say about that bit there? Do you think the Turtles are gonna die?
At this point, I expect them to survive because.
I hope they die.
Jeez, all right.
Well, after this episode, you can see why.
Yeah, no, I understand. I do feel a certain way about it. And kind of part of me says just, oh my god, after this, like, please don't get back up from that. Because after all these mistakes and all this just blind, like, even Raphael states, it's like, oh, I hope you're happy doing the right thing. I was with Raphael on this, like, oh, way to go, Leo, now we're trapped. Like, we're all gonna be crushed. You know, it's I don't
Yeah.
know. It's the irony, I guess. But the one thing is, though, how did Baxter Stockman get in there undetected and deploy all the bombs without getting seen by either the turtles or the Foots or anyone else for that matter? Like, how did the bombs get there? You know?
Is that your only question? My main question is how did Baxter know that that was the right building? Because there's no indication that that was the building whatsoever. Um,
Yeah, fair point. There is no actual marks on it, but he did actually work for the Shredder for a time, so he must have known the
in a different
location.
building.
Yeah, but he might have been told the locations of the dojos potentially.
But that wouldn't explain why he would know that, like, the foot of rebuilt there. It doesn't explain any. It's don't give them too much credit, Hayden. Just don't go there. They don't deserve it. Not anymore.
Yeah, not after this episode.
But yeah, I mean, overall for the scene, it's alright. I mean, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. They're going to survive, so
Yeah, at this point, I'm thinking, yeah, no, they're gonna survive. Like,
wow,
yeah,
shocker.
shocker. It's like, oh my god, they survived. Oh my word. Everyone else is dead, but
Wow.
they survived. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about this episode overall?
Overall, I thought this was a pretty cool episode. It was a very different one, and I say it all the time, it's very different, but I really liked it, but to some extent, I kind of, I hate's a strong word, but disliked it to some degree with how, like, silly, like, Leo's thought process was, because we've never seen Leo like this before. Like, even if we do, it's only brief, but they go back round and round in circles all constantly. Like, they always do something, then they get over it, and then they go back into this same old cycle again and again and again. And it gets annoying after a while because they've already battled it emotionally and physically, and now they're going straight back into it again. And you've already dealt with this before, and you're supposed to be disciplined. You're supposed to be the elite of the elite, and you're going back round and round in circles with this whole charade. But overall, I thought this was a decent episode. Not one of my top 10, but a decent one overall.
I have to say that I do quite enjoy this episode for the action, and I do enjoy how this episode does a really great job of paying things off from the past two episodes we set up to this like mini story arc. And I do like how they are setting things up for the future for this series with like Karai and all the other stuff for this story arc, which I do think is really great. And I do think that the action is like some like very creative bits in here, and some stuff which I'd say that does put a big smile on my face, such as like the mob versus the foot. A very small, forgettable scene, but it's just like one of those kind of scenes. It's like, wow, yeah, wow. But I'll just say that looking back on this episode now, despite Raph being a very logical person, and I do think that this episode does like ask like quite a lot of good questions, and I do like how it's not really giving you a direct answer because either way you can see it from both points of view, and they are correct in a way. But I just see that with how Leo goes around showing his feelings and emotions about this whole situation, it's very hard to like him and this episode. So yeah, do you want to hear some trivia, some errors?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so for some errors, in the fight with Mikey versus some of the foot soldiers on the roof, some shots were reused from the Shore Strikes Part 2. Did you notice that? Where like because and it's like one shot where Mikey has like a bandage on his foot.
No, actually, I didn't see that.
You lucky soul.
Hmm.
Okay, so for trivia, the song at the beginning is called Midnight Run. The rap quotes, "There's a friendly neighborhood," which is a reference to Spider-Man's catchphrase. Leo replies, is obviously a reference to Tarzan. Weasel, the monster, in the first scene, was also in the episode Lone Ref and Cub. That's the one with Tyler. Do you remember that episode?
Tyler.
It was like Ref goes out and he finds a kid and then he gets blind.
Oh, Tyler, yeah, no, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. This is Cross's first appearance in the series and the very first animated appearance in the franchise. So yeah, this is something which is also quite interesting because in the original show they did have a character like Karai, but she wasn't called Karai. She was called Lotus Blossom, and she had this all set up a relationship with Leo. It got weird very fast, uh, but yeah, it was like, and everyone's always questioning like, why didn't you like change it to Karai? But I don't think they give him much of a reason why. So yeah, Doctor makes reference to the second Matrix film when he says, "They both stuff in a crowd of guys who all look the same. Time to try out one of my favorite movie stunts." So yeah. um. Okay, so for the cast for this episode, and this is a little bit weird because there are some major characters such as Splinter. He was in one scene. um, okay, so yeah, okay, yeah. So Donatello is voiced by Sam Riegel, Leonardo voiced by Michael St. Nicholas, Michelangelo voiced by Wayne Grayson, Raphael voiced by Greg Abbey, Spencer voiced by Darren Dunstan, Karai voiced. It doesn't say Karai's voiced by. So Karai in this version was voiced by Karen Nieli. Um, yeah, Mob Boss, voiced by David Brimmer. Got various Mob Bosses, voiced by Mark Thompson. Weasel, voiced by Michael St. Nicholas. Baxter, voiced by Scott Williams. The third lead, voiced by Sean Scammell. So yeah. Also, because we're talking about Karai a little bit, in terms of comparisons, what do you think about the voices? Because I know that's it's something which we talk about, like with Leatherhead, like saying like his voice suits the character a lot more. Just something about his character suits shown better. And I know that, like, and because you've seen like a lot more 2012, I'm quite curious to see, like hear what your opinion is on the voice kind of thing, or is it just a bit too soon to say just yet?
At the moment, I think it's a bit too soon to say. At the moment, like I think I need like a few more episodes to understand Karai in this one before I start comparing the Karais from the different series.
Okay, wait, okay. Um, okay, so in the next episode, it's called City at War Part 2. What do you think is going to happen in that episode?
Well, I think the city's still going to be on fire. Um, I think the Turtles are going to survive. They're going to come back. They're going to seek some sort of like revenge, I guess, on Stockman. But I think Leo's going to calm down a bit and actually think before he leaps. You know, I
Mm.
think he's going to calm down quite a lot, significantly, after almost getting himself and his brothers killed again. Um, but yeah, no, I don't really know what's actually going to happen. All I know is that maybe they're going to have a time to like calm Leo down and maybe take revenge on Stockman, and then maybe fight against the purple dragons and maybe the monsters. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, if it does help, things are only going to get a lot worse because Pearl Dragons finally get involved in the fight. So, yeah.
Oh,
Um, Now, your favourite part of the episode of this,
oh god.
YouTube is going to be starting it. Hint, it's one of the turtles.
Um.
It's not Leo.
Okay. Let's go with. I'm gonna say Donnie.
It's Mikey.
Damn it. Oh, because I was gonna say maybe it's Raphael. Maybe he's gonna narrate and try and like talk about the situation because he was the one thinking logically.
He's
But
next week.
damn it.
So, yeah.
Oh, always the same. Hey ho. Next week.
Yeah, do you have anything to say about this episode, or is you all done with this one?
To
'Cause
be honest,
I'm really done with it. I'm
I'm
out.
done. I'm done. I'm about to lose it. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. But yeah, so this has been another episode of Talking Tales. I've been your host, Teddy,
And I've been Hayden.
and we'll see you all soon. Goodbye, yo. Bye.
Bye.
And we are done. Okay.
Sweet. Oh, that was an interesting one.
Yeah, I wish we could be a bit more positive, but how?
It was very difficult.
To say the very least.
It was very, very difficult, mate. We had to try and not lose ourselves in the rights and wrongs and the moral and ethical situations.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't necessarily say it's that. It's just Leo.
Oh God, Leo. I don't understand why he falls back into this. I know it's for the storytelling, and I know I'm thinking way too much into this, but it doesn't make sense. Like, Leo's character shouldn't be like that. It's weird. Doesn't make sense. It's more like a Raphael.
It's annoying, but at the same time, it's understandable. But I just think that like we built differently, you know.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing. Hey ho, it's just very, very confusing. I really didn't know what to think of this one.
Yeah. Oh, this would make you really happy. You know the person who I saw tried to do an imitation of your voice and you didn't like it.
Yeah.
It came out to be a racist and sexist, homophobe, and all that. Well, he just got a death threat.
Oh shit.
Sort of, not really, but he deserved it.
Was it you?
No,
Hmm.
this was an official Timothy artist.
What?
Yeah. Okay. So let's explain the situation. So, with everything that happened, so IW is trying to like cut back on costs and everything, and their plan is to try to